So, welcome back to Lightwave Digital, and this scene, the beer, I think I've shown some tests and examples on my own YouTube channel. You can study now, yeah? So I give also the community the scene, and then everybody can have a look and what I do there. And what you see here, the render output, I think it's clear, and I've seen somebody now that's there here. So we go out there. And now if somebody have the time or have fun to do it, if you want, you can animate that beer. Yeah. So this beer is for myself a deformation test scene. So the beer is in that scene here now not animated over the time, so that I can do the following. For example, I go on Fiber FX, take then the hairs offline, and can then, for example, if I grab here something, for example that food also, yeah, then animate the character. And this is a setup I built quickly with Genoma, yeah. So there are not all bones have a weight painted map. Yeah, something is default, something is painted. If you want to do a build for that kind of Genoma setup for that beer, more controls in, or you want to have other deformings if the bones work on that model, yeah, then paint your own weight maps. Yeah, so would say you can test with that scene and also see my technique I used here to create that that viewer, yeah, for the bear, for that beer, or beer, it's more beer, yeah, it's something you can drink, I mean more beer, I don't know, it's beer in German, okay? So, and let us put in now one more time the viewer, yeah, so he work on it, and if he has that, then I can show in what way I create that and what I do there. So the viewer here is built with edit guides. You would found it here, and the style guide for that type of viewer here is a beer 2. Yeah, so yeah, I have here that one style guide, and that is it. And if you take a look to that style guide, if you know go offline here out of the view preview and show the guides, you will see that what I do is a mix from two techniques. Yes, and one technique is, if you take a look in the perspective mode, is only to paint the root from the foods here. Yeah, and I also paint the face area. Yeah, you can see it here, and all the other hairs or hair guides better are in default. Yeah, so what I do is I build the gravity not in here in the fibers. So for example, this I build a brush and push, yeah, all that fibers in the direction of Earth, yeah, in Earth direction. I paint only the face, yeah, and the second part I do with the internal parameter of FFX and with a black and white map. And yeah, wait a second, I showed then, it refreshed the hairs, so it's many hairs, so it needs a while. You can see it also here, how much fibers and edges it's generated on that layer primitive for FFX. So you see it have his reason, it need a while. Yeah, so that's a massive max fiber density here with 3000. That's also a huge thing then. And you see here under styling, for example, I scale all that, what you see as guides before, only with 3.5%. Yeah, so that's his own basic length. And to that basic length with multiply, I give with 350% a black and white map. And that black and white map, you can now mix it via multiply with your basic length, yeah, with a basic scale from your fiber. And with that you have two tools, and you can let play the tools with another. Yeah, so you have a basic scale and all have the same length. Then you can variate a little bit that basic scale length, what you give in percent, with that black and white map. Yeah, and you can use it with that maximum of value. Yeah, so more than 100, or you can give him only a little value. Yeah, so you can mix it for every channel and bring it in, so that you also, for the fiber wide, yeah, via the UV from the beer can give that fibers with multiply a little bit, yeah, a randomization. And the reason is that the body grow map via the UV map now for every hair that's built from FFX, give every hair 1%, yeah, difference along the fiber V, a variation from that value here. Yeah, and the value here is from 0.001 to 10 more, yeah, and to 0. Yeah, and that bring a typical look for the hairs. So if I change, for example, now, let us do that. We have here in the beginning this here, and we change it now, yeah, and make it 100 macrometer. So in the moment, the root from every hair have a length from, not a length, bright, yeah, there's a width from 1 millimeter, yeah, and goes then to 0.1 millimeter and then to 0. And with that you can also build for the viewer that's nearby the skin, yeah, a hair type that's not so good. Yeah, that you not so good see the skin under there. Yeah, you see it now. You can now see much more the skin, and the reason is that the hair is much smaller. So you give for the root here a little bit thicker hair. Yeah, and then along the fiber V you can give them the hair. Yeah, it's more a little width, and then you have that what every hair do. Yeah. So it have variations over the length about his widthness, yeah, or width, oder wie es heißt. Sorry, my English. Yeah, so over the length from the hair, here is a thick, and here is it's not so thick, and here it's no thickness. It's on the end from that fiber strand, you have here 0. It would be render 0 that hair. Yeah. So. And last tip before you now start the scene is, if you work with Octane then, yeah, and you build your pest tracing kernel, then take a look that your ray epsilon is smaller than your smallest hair, yeah, so that he can really render every from them and make them not a cut, yeah. So let him, yeah, and if you would that it go perfect, then make here a higher GI clamp. So that means also that the scene here have 3, 4, 5 different geometries as lights in the scene. Yeah. So in the scene it's called here light circle, Lichtkreis. Yeah, light circle. We have 5 from them. Yeah. And with that circles you can light the scene. Yeah. That means if you go now, if you have activated your Octane, you go then in Surface Editor. Yeah. And you have here your light, your light circle 1, so Lichtkreis in German, and then you can change here the color, temperature, the color of your emission light, and here with how much power and with what sampling rate. And you see in my scenes often, if you open that, extreme high sampling rates. Yeah. So that the light have really the chance to work in that scene, yeah. So it make a difference, yeah. So take a look on that here. So okay, now we have it. I think everybody can load that scene and can take a look in that scene. So at last not least, that's only 30 hours of time if you invested in things like that, yeah, in a beer, and you can exactly see what you can do in 30 hours. So if you found on the model here a place or there a place, you You think, you can do it better, and so, yes, that's true. But that's normal, yeah? So that's what you have as render output after 30 hours. Yeah? So 4 days, roughly. Yeah? So the first 3 days you're only in the technical direction, do things. So you develop the scene. So, and then on day 4 you have then a complete idea in what way you will finally do it, and then you build it. Yeah. So every from that hair setups in FiberFX have something is better if you do it with 2-point poly chains. Yeah, one thing's better if you do it with open splines. Yeah, make open spline in Lightwave modeler, extremely important tool. Yeah, for that. Or you make a mixed technique from curves or splines and 2-point poly chains. That's the difference. Also, the difference if you use only the hair guides to paint, for example, a hair set. Yeah, so that brings you a totally another feeling from the tool side to build it as if you do it in an abstracter way. So that scene here is more abstract. Yeah, with that principle with black and white and that maps. To randomize the hairs. Yeah. So enough. Have a happy Christmas time and have a good new year later. Bye.